Hey guys, it's True Blue Paladin back for another video, and I think this video is going to be a rant video. This is going to be my first ever rant. I might make a series of these, I'm not sure, but this rant will be based upon what happened today when I was over looking after my nephews. They were playing in the back room, and all of a sudden one of them comes over to me crying. I thought maybe the other one hit him or something, and then he shows me what happened. One of his toys, action figures, had broke. Not the first time. Couldn't do anything for it. The the little thing that connects the legs together just popped, bent, and I couldn't put it back together. So he lost that figure, and he was upset about it because he just got it a month ago. I bought him that figure a month ago. I was a little upset because it wasn't a cheap figure. Um, but the rant is on how this generation and last generation's toys are so flimsy, so breakable. As some of you might know, I'm an 80s kid, born in early 80s. Um, our toys might have been basic, might have not had all the movability that all the other figures have nowadays, but one thing our figures did was not break on the slightest movement or dropping them or anything like that. He-Man, Turtles, sure they were bulky figures, but Jesus, they didn't break. You had to, if you wanted to break a He-Man figure, you had to go out of your way to twist the legs around, or the head, or the arms around to break it. Same with the Turtles. Okay, I'll give you G.I. Joe were somewhat breakable, but this generation's toys, their version of Turtles, their version of action heroes, break at the slightest bump. I've never seen so flimsy toys in my life. That this generation and last generation's toys are super flimsy, and it pisses me off. It pisses me off that the prices has risen. The figures are now double the price they were back when figures were around in our age, and they're twice as flimsy and easy to break. Pisses me off because if they were cheaper toys and they broke, fine, I could understand that. But these are expensive toys, and yet my nephews can't play around with them somewhat violently without them breaking at the slightest bump. I remember being in the garden with my He-Man and Turtles and bashing them around. Me and my brother used to bash my He-Man around, and they rarely broke. The only thing on the He-Man things that broke were the voice activated things in the Castle Grayskull and Skeletor's castle, and they usually broke if you jammed them down. You know, the things you used to talk into that did the voiceover thing for the castle. Those things broke, but the action figures, hell, I dropped one off the stairs. I remember when I was really young, probably about 6 or 7, and it bounced, and then I picked it up and continued playing with it. If you did that now, it'd be broken. It'd be in pieces. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense how they got more expensive, but the quality is great. They they look better. They got more movement in the figures, but the that part of the quality is fine. But how easily they're breakable, it just pisses me off. It's like you're burning money. The kids can't play with them. They're like how easily they're breakable. They're more like collectible than playable. and it pisses me off. I mean, here, I got a point. I got a point to prove. They stopped making G.I. Joe probably in the, I think the last G.I. Joe set was the late 90s, early 2000s. And then these guys were around when G.I. Joe was out, but now these are the only G.I. Joe, these are G.I. Joe lights. These are bargain bin G.I. Joes. And that's the Corpse collection. These guys. If I get, my camera's not great, so you have to bear with me. But see how dull they are? This guy's supposed to be a ninja. And he has a gun, an assault rifle, a knife. He's supposed to be a martial artist. No blade, no ninja stars, nothing. And look how cheap the packaging is. This is like a half a packaging of what the old G.I. Joes used to be. And these are like bargain bin basement G.I. Joes. This was $2. That's how much this one cost me. $2. And they were still on the shelves. A whole bunch of them were still on the shelves. $2 and nobody wants bargain bin G.I. Joes. If you have a look, that's all you get. The names of each of them. And look, 5 villains, 10 heroes. What the fuck, man? It should be, villains should be always outnumbering the heroes, not the other way around. And look, all you get is their names. At least with the G.I. Joes, you got a little bit background on the bloody back of the thing. Here you just get names, and that's it. Names. Bargain basement G.I. Joes. Alright, and now look, I'm going to open it. Bear with me. There we go. Opening it. There you go. And these are his weapons. A hook on a gun. Grappling hook. Look at that. Look how cheaply made that is. All one colour. You can't really tell the difference between the grappling hook and the gun. And that's what the figure looks like. Bargain basement figure. Look at this. Alright, his shoulders move. He moves at the elbows. His knees somewhat move. And his leg moves. Not great, but he moves at the hip. But look, bargain basement G.I. Joes. I mean, I had these also when I was young. And the G.I. Joes were out. And I had a few of these. 90s version of these. But I used them as cannon fodder. Usually they were, and he moves at the hips somewhat. You can turn the top half of him around somewhat. Not a lot, but somewhat. Also, he somewhat grips his gun. Not exactly great, but somewhat. His gun somewhat grips. And also, for some reason, they got a bit so you can put it in the back, the hole in the back of your thing. For some reason. See? Bargain basement G.I. Joe. It just pisses me off how cheaply made the figures are now. I mean, they look great. They move. Most of them move a lot better than the 80s toys. But let's get real. They're more collectible than playable because most of the toys in this generation and last generation break at the slightest bump. They're not 80s tough. Hell, they're not even 90s tough. They're just breakable pieces of shit. Ugh. It's like you're throwing your money away. You'll be lucky. I mean, my nephews are young, so they bang around their toys. And they'll be lucky to keep their this generation's version of turtle toys for more than 6 months before they break. It's just they're a waste of money. They're just not strong enough to withstand children playing in the playground, or hell, in the house. This generation's toys are just crap. Anyway, that's my rant. I just wanted to get that frustration out off my chest. I've been True Blue Paladin. You guys have been awesome as usual. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.